Like, he's been that good over a consistent stretch for 3 straight years now. 322 batting average, 1.159 OPS, and you hit 58 home runs, 144 RBIs. That is insane. That is insane. Imagine what he would do in the steroid era. He'd have like 120 home runs. All right, but all jokes aside, when you have Aaron Judge, when you have Garrett Cole, when you have Juan Soto, the expectation should be to win the World Series. Oh, and you guys also traded for another star named Jazz Chisholm Jr., who you got to give him credit to since he joined the Yankees. He's been he's taken another step forward. He's been turning into the player that people have been wanting him to turn into for a long time. 273 batting average, 825 OPS, and 11 home runs in his stint with the Yankees. I believe it's across a 47-game stretch. So Jazz has been good. So you got Jazz, you got Judge, you got Soto, Stanton, who's been a successful postseason hitter before. You got 4 legit power hitters. The Yankees got expectations, man. They do. They 100% do. And they got an ace. You got an ace who can shove in Garrett Cole. Outside of starts against the Red Sox and the Mets, Garrett Cole is shoved. So for some reason, and guess what? He's not going to be facing the Mets unless the Mets make the World Series and they make the World Series. And he's not facing the Red Sox in the playoffs. So Garrett Cole should be able to be Garrett Cole in the playoffs. You got to expect him to be. But we don't know outside of Garrett Cole, Carlos Rodon, I mean, great year he's had in some kind of form. Definitely a lot of wins, but, his ERA is ballooned up there. So you do got to be worried about him a little bit. Clark Schmidt, I'd say he's going to get a nod in that postseason rotation. But then, I don't know. Is Louis Gill going to get one? I don't know. Marcus Stroman probably going to remain in the bullpen. I mean, he's been terrible. In his last 15 games, he has a 5.79 ERA. So the Yankees definitely do have questions because of their pitching. Their pitching stinks outside of Garrett Cole and Clark Schmidt even. I mean, I want to say he's been good. His numbers overall have been good all year, but in these past few games, he's been kind of shaky. And he's also coming off an injury, so you can't knock him too much. And he's not supposed to be the number 2 of this team. Carlos Rodon is supposed to be the undoubtedly best, not best pitcher, but number 2 pitcher right behind Garrett Cole. He's getting paid to do that, but he's just not. Marcus Stroman, he's been terrible in the second half. He had a great start to the year, but now he's been terrible. Like I said before, a 5.79 ERA in 15 games. You don't even want that guy coming out of the bullpen. Let's be real. So it's really just Garrett Cole that you can depend on. So the Yankees, if they don't win the World Series, there's got to be some serious question to ask. Like, Aaron Boone, is he the manager for the team? Brian Cashman, is he the general manager for the team? Like, there's going to be some serious questions. Aaron Judge, of course, stays. Do you want to bring back Juan Soto? Or do you just bite the bullet and say, hey, it's not what we needed. Thanks to my dog for jumping and hitting the camera, man. But you didn't mess it up too much. But yeah, it's going to be interesting if the Yankees don't win the World Series. So they better win the World Series because Aaron Judge, like I said, he ain't getting any younger. Garrett Cole's not. And Juan Soto, we don't know how long he's going to be a Yankee. So there's going to be a lot of people watching. The Yankees have the highest expectations, I'd say. Outside of the Dodgers, they have the highest expectations in the playoffs. So that's what happens when you have Aaron Judge. And, Aaron Boone, could this be his last chance? I think it definitely is. If he does not get to the World Series, he's gone. He's gone. If they win the World Series and get to the World Series, if they win the World Series, he's undoubtedly getting his job back. If he makes the World Series, I'd say it's a question mark. But if they don't win the pennant this year in the American League, he's gone. He's gone. But speaking of people who need to perform in the playoffs, not just Aaron Boone. He don't need to get his Yankees to the World Series. But Aaron Judge, 211 batting average in his playoff career. He's been awful. That's been awful. And it needs to change. We've been giving him a pass because he's been phenomenal in the regular season. But now, if the Yankees want to win the World Series, it's simple. Aaron Judge. It is simple as that. He is that good of a player. He's the reason that the Orioles are able to win 91 games and not win the AL East. He's the reason because he's Aaron Judge. He's a generational talent. So He needs that memorable postseason right now. He needs the ring. If he wants to be an all-time great, an all-time New York sports, an all-time Yankee, he needs a ring. He's done it all in the regular season. He's going to be a 2-time MVP after this year. He's had another season where he's hit over 50 home runs, 58 this year with a 1.159 OPS and 144 RBIs while hitting over 320, which is insane. So Judge is great, yes, in the regular season, but in the playoffs, a 211 batting average. That's not going to cut it. Judge needs to perform this postseason. We've given him a pass. It can't be, Soto does great and Jazz does great and Stanton does great and Judge is kind of slacking. And the Yankees, even if the Yankees are winning while that's happening, that's still unacceptable for Aaron Judge. It is time for Judge to do the work in the playoffs. We've seen him do it so many times in the regular season, but guess what? It's not about the regular season for the New York Yankees. Yankees do not get remembered for having great regular seasons. They get remembered for having great playoffs and winning rings. Derek Jeter has World Series rings. A-Rod, World Series rings. These are just recent all-time greats. Mariano Rivera, World Series rings. I mean, they got 27 World Series championships, and they haven't won one since 2009. You have the best hitter on the planet. He is better than Shohei Ohtani. I don't care Ohtani's going 50-50. Judge is a better hitter than Ohtani. You have an ace. Arguably, when he's at his best, he's the best pitcher in the game in Garrett Cole. So this is the year for the Yankees. So if they don't win, Aaron Boone, bye. Brian Cashman, bye. I know fans sometimes overreact, but the fans aren't overreacting. If they cannot win, it's because of those two guys. Because the pitching rotation is not good. That's the only alarming part of this team, and that is on Aaron Boone and Brian Cashman. So we'll see who the Yankees face in the playoffs. Hopefully it's not the Orioles, but even if it is, they have to get by them, and Aaron Judge needs a postseason